these guys. I had a joke about that brother that blew up the Boston Marathon.
The cute one, the cutie pie.
Yeah,
Joe Hart,
little
sweetheart cutie pie.
Oh, what an adorable
Joe Carr.
Free him, dude. He didn't do anything.
So I had a dumb joke. I thought they were dinosaurs. Those guys.
Yeah. That's a hilarious joke.
Sarniev.
But these guys like, don't even go there. But it was these like.
Go where? Where are they from? Tell me where they're
from. Boston. They I guess
they
were
Chechen.
Yeah, of course.
They were there at the thing.
Oh.
And I'm like, all right, so I get that. So I'm not arguing anything like that.
They still had funny names.
That's Boston.
Don't
Boston,
politically.
That's just piece of shit Boston people don't like having Boston made fun of. You know how much they love that marathon bombing because they finally had something to be angry about?
Who?
Boston.
Yeah.
It's the people
it's
actually there that day.
9/11, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not listening. You can make the parallel to the feminists that like almost appear to want to get raped to have the joy of saying that they got
that's
raped.
what Boston is. Boston invented feminism.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah. First in the nation.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Sure. Why not?
First time I'm hearing that.
We're not big on facts here.
It was
like Cumtown. It's not
the Boston Brahmins, the guys with the Mr. Feeney accents. They invented feminism.
It's wrong to rape women.
Yeah.
They came up with that.
Yeah, they were like the first.
Is that feminism? It's wrong to rape women? Is that Is that what it was teaching?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you eat pussy and
I love that. Don't fucking tell me to be careful. I teach men not to rape.
Well, I love that people still want to define feminism as if it's not like thoroughly integrated into pop culture at this point and not really, as far as like why you're going to go to BuzzFeed.com and get a description, like a working framework of what feminism is as it relates to Beyonce or whatever. Like to still.
That is why they're looking at it, to see how it relates to Beyonce.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. To address it as if it's like a, like codified theory or ideology.
Well, the people
is just taken by anybody to mean whatever the fuck they want.
The people that now fancy themselves great thinkers in it, who were just shitbag bloggers a few years ago.
Yeah.
Like they've been given authority to fucking get little things going. Those people all look at it as turf. And you're with them and every little goddamn thing they say, or you're fucking out. And you'd be a woman. All those women's groups, the comedy ones, anybody I thought was funny got kicked out.
Well, that's gonna end now that we have Nazis in power again.
Yeah.
As all this fucking like as much as like and I'm friends with a lot of like people that are like, well, this is leftist chance to really have like a real socialist movement. And it's like that won't happen. I really doubt in a year you're gonna just be a fucking Democrat because you're gonna have to be.
As an alternative to Trump.
Yeah.
Well, you have to.
You're gonna have to be. I mean,
it's a chance to cut down on the horseshit elements and maybe push.
The question is like, what
push.
people are they gonna put in charge of the DNC and stuff?
Did Ellison get that job?
Well, people are supporting him.
Yeah.
What's his name? Supporting him.
People are
Chuck
mad that
Schumer.
He's best friends with the Black Israelites.
Dude, he's a Black Israelite.
Yeah.
He's a sleeper cell.
Who is a Black Israelite?
Keith Ellison.
No, he's not.
No,
he is.
He supports. He like has some relation to Farrakhan, I guess.
But Farrakhan's not Black Israelite.
I know he's not, but you might as well upgrade him.
That sounds like
Black Israelite.
That could be on Facebook news.
The Black Israelites are the greatest people in the entire world.
I was talking to this one woman that messaged me whose dad was a Black Israelite, and he's one I'd seen in their videos because I used to always watch their videos,
Yeah.
And it was funny because she was like an ex-Jehovah's Witness kid, but of Black Israelites.
Yeah.
I've never talked to anybody like that. There was this guy who was like raised in it and was like, oh, Lord.
That's
Wait,
so
you're from
fucking
Philly,
funny.
right?
Does she still have the clothes?
Well, not originally. What?
Does she still have the clothes?
I didn't ask her what her clothes. I can't remember what we were talking about.
Where do they get those clothes? What is it with like any kind of extremism? You have to start wearing your sheets around.
Have you seen the documentary about the cult in Philly that they bombed? They firebombed.
Yeah,
Move.
Yeah. That's why I asked you. That shit was wild. Like how all the kids they made.
Yeah.
They didn't let them wear clothes till they were 13.
Was that Ratso
Move was insane.
Rinzo?
I mean, they're an insane
Everyone
group.
changed their last name to Africa, right?
Yeah, and then when I was in Art Institute, Ramona Africa, if you were like lefty, she was a big like you were supposed to give a shit about her, and she's like such a she like murdered her fucking husband and got away with a piece of shit. But that. Back then, it was like fringe to be like, But now you're supposed to be like, oh yeah, well, she's great.
People talk about like fucking with Russia or whatever. Like that, the move bombing stands out as like a move bombing and Waco stand out as like horrific overreach by police
pretty wild
by police forces in the United States, and that's like a dark moment in American history. And a couple of years ago, like these Chechens took over some theater in Russia and like took like a significant number of hostages.
Right.
And they were just like, oh, we'll just gas everyone in the theater and kill all the
they killed all the hostages.
Like fucking knockout.
Yeah,
shit,
it's like the police
people died later.
Well, it's like the police watched Speed with the fucking pop quiz hot shot. You gas the hostages.
Well, do you remember the Chechens took that school? They were like afraid that the Russians were going to just kill all the kids.
Well, it's like it's beyond like just a conspiracy theory. There's like legitimate evidence that was it FSB? What is it? Yeah. They like bombed
those apartment buildings. Yeah.
That basically started the second Chechen war.
Yeah.
Man, Frontline's great. I really want to buy. I'm in the market for a 65-inch TV, and the only reason is to watch
PBS
Frontline.
documentaries. Yeah.
That's the Dancing Boys of Afghanistan. Isn't that a Frontline?
I haven't seen that one. I actually haven't gone.
Netflix.
I watched Frontline on the Frontline website, and they update it.
Oh.
They don't update it regularly.
Well, look up the Dancing Boy. I'm pretty sure it's Frontline.
Yeah,
it's about all their
boy fucking. Yeah,
that they traditionally do in Afghanistan.
I just love that the army was like, just let them do it.
That's all our allies are the boy fuckers.
Yeah.
The Taliban kind of was good about putting a stop to it.
Well, that's why we're fucked. Is in the Middle East, people say like, oh, well, here's the solution. You just have to.
Make no mistake. We are always on the side of boy fuckers in this country.
Yeah.
If they're rich.
Oh, we've done it before.
We're gonna bring pizza to Afghanistan.
Yeah, just the pizza restaurant. You just run Afghani boys out the back.
Yeah.
Of it.
No, my favorite one is you've seen the Firestone one. About that plantation in Liberia?
No.
That shit
The Frontline?
Yeah.
Oh, about the rubber?
The rubber plantation.
I've seen that one.
Firestone opened like a rubber plantation in Liberia or whatever, and Liberia had a civil war, and like the white people that worked on the plantation just sort of locked themselves in the house while like all of their workers were murdered, and then they just like took a helicopter and like left.
Wow.
Yeah. There's all these people they worked with for like, I don't know, 15 years.
Wouldn't let them in the house?
They just, they could, they were like, well, we're not going to get involved. Like the most
so over there, white people are I didn't see nothing.
It would be like if Schindler's List was a 4.5 minute long movie where Schindler's like, that's not my problem. I'm not dealing with that shit. The color comes back on. He moves.
Liberia is such a
Berlin.
weird. That is when they were having the Charles Taylor War.
Yeah,
that guy was a maniac.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love how because Liberia I didn't know was like such birthed by America, where people like go back to Africa, and then I didn't know that was the country where they did do that.
They went and
they loved America the whole time.
They like stole Texas's flag.
Yeah, they made a bootleg ass American flag with one star.
That's why
broke ass
that's why I
Liberia
say Puerto Rico
star.
can never be a state because it's like
51.
Get a fucking better flag.
Graphic design.
Come up with your own fucking flag. Then maybe you can be a state. Look at California, badass flag.